All right. The time has come. My favorite segment's here. I'm putting Reggie on the hot seat with What Does It Mean, covering all the latest hot topics in Minnesota sports. Reggie, ready to roll?
Let's do it.
First one, ESPN's newest article projects 10 big contracts that could be shelled out to the 2019 class and included Green Bay Packers front seven stud Rashawn Gary, who they have projected to sign something close to a 5-year, $130 million deal,
Woo.
averaging close to $25 million per. After just making Jair Alexander the highest paid cornerback in the NFL, what does it mean for the Packers when it comes to having one of the better young defensive cores in football? Remember, they just used 2 first-round picks on defense as well in that front seven.
It means that it is going to be a hellacious affair when you strap them up to play them, especially for the Vikings, 2 times next season. Like, they clearly felt a way when they saw what the 49ers did to them in the playoffs last season. And they're just like, you know what? We got Aaron Rodgers, so we're always going to have a chance on offense. But let's get this defense shored up. You would think that, getting rid of a guy like Za'Darius Smith would not be productive to what they're trying to do. But then you talk about, Gary, and then you talk about them adding 2 pieces like that in Quay and Devontae and in the draft, and you're just like, maybe this team is gonna just be a defensive team. Like, they're not gonna be like a 6'3" type of a defense where you're
Right.
it's just on the frozen tundra, and they're it's not gonna be that type of an affair. But like, that's going to be a unit that whenever you walk into Lambeau and whenever you walk into the stadium to play them, you're just like, dang, man, this is going to be a long game. Like, you're going to see some of these coordinators firing up cigarettes on the sideline before games, just trying to figure out.
Heaters. Yeah.
It's just like, Lord, I'm stressed. Like, it's going to be one of those type of situations. But, more power to them, man. They tried a lot of different things since Matt LaFleur has been there, and now they're just like, we're gonna go all in on defense, really get after these teams, and see what happens. And so, if those 2 first-round picks work out like they hope they do, and that defense really comes to be the type of defensive unit that they're expecting, like, you're looking at a potential top 5 defense in the league, and that is scary.
Yeah, 3 first-round picks in their secondary alone. Jair, maybe one of the best up-and-coming corners in the NFL, no arguing that. Darnell Savage and Eric Stokes from last year as well. Adrian Amos is no joke. He was a top 50 pick. Rasul Douglas, he had 5 interceptions. He led the team coming in as a free agent. Rashawn Gary, up-and-coming stud. That's another first-rounder. 2 more first-rounders this year. Kenny Clark, Preston Smith was a great free agent acquisition, and Devondre Campbell in the middle just ties everything together. Top to bottom, I don't know about their depth. We'll get into that another day, but top to bottom, man, these starting 11 guys on defense
scary hours
are scary, and you can't argue it because they use you get into it, what you put out. You get out of what is it? You get out of it what you put into it.
There you go.
Look at how much early draft picks they've put into that defense, and clearly they're starting to get something out of it. All right, next one up. What does it mean? The Dallas Mavericks finally got one last night at home and stayed in the hunt with a 119-109 win versus the Warriors. What does it mean for the Mavericks' chances at rallying back and making a push for the series after being down 3-1? Do they have a chance to push this thing to 7 games after what you saw last night, Reggie?
No chance.
No chance. Toast.
You know what was interesting about that last night is with all that they did, they still almost let the Warriors come back in the fourth quarter. And they had the Warriors bench hooping. Like, that bench was hooping last night in the fourth quarter. It was almost like, do we put the starters back in? Do we put Steph and Clay and Draymond back in and see if they can maybe, get this thing to 5, get this thing 3-2, maybe overtake the Mavericks? That would have been backbreaking if somehow they came back from that. And it's just interesting because, like, the Mavs really didn't do anything differently last night than they've done the first 3 games. The shots were just falling. And you want to believe that maybe they can keep that up because you saw what they did against the Suns. But like this Warriors team is not the same Warriors team that was blowing leads like that. Like I just don't see them doing it. I think this next game they're gonna go ahead and put it away, put Dallas out of their misery, let them go back and fix their arena. Cause what the heck was that? Like Mark Cuban, you're one of the richest people in the world, and
It's
you got
Umbrella
this.
Day. We're handing out first 10,000 fans get umbrellas today.
Yeah, like what are you doing? You got the people on Twitter, walking around like try Flex Seal, and they're using the dude with the Flex Seal, slapping it on the arena. Yeah, like what are we doing? Why are you leaking like this? Like it should not be raining in your building, sir. That's another point for another day. But
yeah.
I think they were making it rain on the court as well. And we hadn't seen that much this series. Like Reggie Bullock, like his hair was the coolest thing about him in game 3 because like the dude was 0 for 10 from the field. Like, what are we doing? And then all of a sudden you're seeing this team and all their shots are falling. Just killing them. Spencer Dinwiddie, step back, splash from 3. And I don't know if that is necessarily sustainable. I don't know if you really look at those guys and you expect them to do that game in and game out. And I don't know that you expect them to come into game 5 and do that, especially, in the Warriors' house. I think the series is toast. Game 5, send them home, send them to Cancun, let Luka, sip some cervezas, on the beach or wherever he wants to go. And I think, Steph, Clay, pool party, those guys are going to, put them out of their misery in game 5. But that was cute, though. That was good. You never want to get swept in a series, especially in the Western Conference Finals and seeing what you did to get there. And they're not going to get swept, so that's great for them. But at the end of the day, this Warriors team is just too strong.
Yeah,
and
that's
I just
what it
don't
is.
see them happening.
Not against the Warriors. If it was another team, maybe, but not against the
Yeah.
Warriors. Not the way they're playing right now. I just can't see it. I mean, you would need a Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson type of performance from Luka for the next 3 straight games. Not saying he can't do it. I mean, dude's all world. I mean, he is one of the funnest players to watch in the NBA. But against this Warriors team, man, I just don't see it happening. Miami Heat and Boston Celtics. Huge pivotal game 5 tonight. That series is all tied up 2 games apiece. Rest assured, Reggie and I are going to be back here tomorrow to break it all down.